In the heart of the small, decaying town of Ravenswood, there stood an old mansion with a sinister history. Locals whispered about the tragedies that had unfolded within its walls, and the mansion became a place of dread, its windows shattered and its gardens overgrown with twisted vines.
The Taylor family, new to Ravenswood, had recently moved into the mansion. Ignoring the warnings of superstitious neighbors, they dismissed the tales of eerie sounds and ghostly apparitions as mere folklore. Sarah and John, along with their 2 children, Emily and Thomas, were excited about their new life in the mysterious mansion. As the first night fell, a chilling wind whispered through the creaking trees. The family gathered in the living room, unpacking boxes and sharing laughter. But as the clock struck midnight, strange things began to happen. The lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Unsettling whispers echoed through the halls, and cold drafts sent shivers down their spines. Emily, curious and fearless, discovered a hidden door in the corner of the living room. Intrigued, she persuaded her brother, Thomas, to join her in exploring the unknown passage. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow staircase that descended into darkness. Emily, curious and fearless, discovered a hidden door in the corner of the living room. Intrigued, she persuaded her brother, Thomas, to join her in exploring the unknown passage. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow staircase that descended into darkness. As they ventured deeper, the siblings stumbled upon a forgotten room, concealed for decades. The air grew thick with an oppressive energy, and the room seemed to breathe with a life of its own. Dust-covered furniture and tattered curtains hinted at a past long buried. Back in the living room, Sarah and John felt an ominous presence and rushed to find their children. The mansion groaned as if awakening from a long slumber, its dark history pulsating through the air. As they reached the hidden room, the door slammed shut, trapping the family inside. Desperation set in as ghostly figures emerged from the shadows, recounting the tragic stories of those who had met their demise in the mansion. The Taylor family, now entwined with the malevolent spirits, felt the weight of the past bearing down upon them. The once joyous home became a haunted prison, echoing with the anguished cries of the forgotten souls. Ravenswood, silent and eerie, watched as the mansion claimed yet another family, its secrets forever etched into the decaying walls of the forsaken abode. In the small, forgotten village of Hollowbrook, nestled deep within a dense forest, there was an ancient piano with an unsettling reputation. Legend had it that the piano held a haunting melody, a tune that whispered of unspeakable horrors to those who dared to play it. The Peterson family, unaware of the village's dark history, moved into an old Victorian mansion at the edge of Hollowbrook. Emma, a talented pianist, discovered the antique instrument in the dusty attic and felt an inexplicable urge to play it. Ignoring the locals' warnings, she sat down and began to play the mysterious melody. As the first haunting notes echoed through the mansion, an ominous energy filled the air. Unseen eyes watched from the shadows as the melody intensified, taking on a life of its own. Emma, entranced by the eerie music, felt startled. She turned to find no one there. Night after night, the piano played its spectral tune, growing louder and more disturbing. The Petersons' once happy home became a place of dread, with strange occurrences haunting every corner. Whispered voices echoed through the halls, and shadows danced in unnatural patterns. Emma's husband, David, grew increasingly concerned as he witnessed the toll the haunting melody took on his wife. She became obsessed, playing the piano for hours on end, her once vibrant eyes now hollow and distant. The children, Lily and Ethan, spoke of invisible playmates who whispered secrets in the dead of night. One stormy evening, as the wind howled outside, and the piano played its most malevolent tune, the supernatural force reached its zenith. Emma, consumed by the haunting melody, disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind only the faint echoes of her tormented playing. Determined to free his family from the grip of the sinister piano, David sought the help of the village elder. The elder, a weathered figure with a grave expression, revealed the grim truth. The piano was a conduit for vengeful spirits trapped between worlds. The only way to break the curse was to confront the malevolent entities and play the final, sorrowful notes that would release them. Armed with newfound knowledge, David returned to the mansion, braving the ghostly apparitions that now roamed freely. He sat at the piano, his fingers trembling as he played the melancholic tune, tears streaming down his face. As the final notes echoed through the haunted mansion, a chilling silence enveloped the once cursed home. The spirits, freed from their torment, dissipated into the ethereal mist, leaving behind a shattered piano and a grieving family. The Petersons, forever changed by the ordeal, moved away from Hollowbrook, leaving the haunted village to return to its desolate quiet. Yet the legend of the haunting melody persisted, a cautionary tale whispered through generations.